congratulating our honoree and wish him a most fulfilling retirement life. He notes that cashless policy is a key reform that almost seeks to imbibe and deepen the case to transform the public sector and bring it at par with best global practices. The governor said as part of the attendant benefits that will accrue from the full implementation of the cashless policy, it is an efficient financial management system notably defined by ease of operation, transparency, and timeliness. He added that it is practically impossible to think of sustainable financial engineering of an economy as the present administration has elected to pursue without entrenching cashless policy. Governor Adeboyega Oyetola has approved the appointment of Mr. Rashid Alabi as the new Accountant General of the state with effect from 21st of this month. This is contained in a release by the Permanent Secretary of the Public Service, Mr. Leyaino. The appointment is consequent upon the retirement of the incoming Accountant General, Mr. Sunday Igbarola, from the civil service on the attainment of the retirement age of 60 years. The incoming Accountant General, Mr. Rashid Alabi, is currently the Director of Treasury and Pension Services Office of the Accountant General. He is a seasoned technocrat and a chartered accountant who is sufficient in the discharge of his duties. Meanwhile, Governor Oyetola has equally approved with immediate effect the appointment of Dr. Taiwo Adiagbo as Executive Secretary of the newly established State Senior Secondary Schools Education Board. Dr. Adiagbo is currently the Director of Public Schools, State Ministry of Education. Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs has gotten a new coordinating director, is Mr. Femi Ogudo, who is to take over from Mr. Kola Adedokun, who is to retire soon. The deployment is contained in a release by the Osun State Head of Service, Dr. Oyebade Ulogboyega, signed by Mr. O.A. Omishaki on behalf of the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Leyaino. The new coordinating director before his posting was a Director, Local Government and Inspectorate in the Ministry, a versatile assistant administrator who always discharges official duty. Also, Mrs. Rashidat Adebayo, an Assistant Director in the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, has become the Director, Local Government and Inspectorate in the Ministry to replace Mr. Femi Ogudo, who is now Coordinating Director of the Ministry. There is uncertainty over the state of some members of the President's Cabinet who share their political ambitions to remain ministers. This is as the Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, said their fate can only be decided by President Muhammadu Buhari. As of today, Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talent, the Attorney General of the Federation, and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, Minister of State for Petroleum, Timper Silva, and Minister of Labor and Employment, Chris Ngige, have withdrawn their candidacy for various electoral offices in 2023. Responding to questions from State House correspondents after Wednesday's Federal Executive Council meeting, Mohammed said he still needs to clarify from the President whether or not the returning ministers have been reabsorbed into the cabinet. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has reassured of its unrelenting efforts as ensuring a free, fair, and credible election in the forthcoming gubernatorial election in Osun State. The INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner, Professor Abdulgani Raji, gave the reassurance at the methodology workshop on pre-election survey on the topic free, fair, credible, and inclusive election, the critical issues in the conduct of the forthcoming gubernatorial election in Osun State. A reporter, Oluwatobilova Odenuga, now reports. INEC.
Speaking at the methodology training workshop program of the Independent National Electoral Commission on pre-election survey on the topic free, fair, credible, and inclusive election and the critical issues in the conduct of the 2022 governorship election of Osun State, the INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner, Professor Abdulgani Raji, maintained that the workshop is to train field officers who are to conduct in-depth research to identify the issues that can hinder the success of the election so as to provide solutions and work towards the improvement of the electoral process to get quality electoral service. services. Professor Raji added that the workshop program emphasizes on the importance of identifying, analyzing, and dealing with critical issues which may affect the achievement of free, fair, credible, and inclusive governorship election in Osun State. Professor Raji, however, enjoined the field officers being recruited by the Electoral Institute to examine the issues which could jeopardize the collective efforts of the Commission, which identify as the use of thuggery during electioneering campaigns, excessive monetization of politics, general level of poverty and illiteracy, political corruption, and voters' apathy as it relates to education and the elites, among others. He maintained that the field officers were picked from each local government across the state.
This has been the practice of the Commission because we have a research and development unit that we call the Electoral Institute, where we have researchers who collect information in form of survey and analyze, and that has led to a number of initiatives and improvements in our operations.
The field officers at the methodology workshop on pre-election survey were tutored on the process of survey, instrument design, and standardization methods, and ethical issues including survey platform and instrument administration. Oluwa Tobiloba Odunuga reporting for OSBC News.
We're now set to bring you the report where Governor Adegboyega Oyetola reaffirmed the commitment of his administration towards the welfare of workers. He made a reaffirmation at a symposium put together by the organized labor in honor of the retiring Accountant General of the state, Mr. Sunday Igbarola. OSBC News reporter Oluchi Amuda has the details.
The symposium with the theme, The Impact of Contributory Pension Scheme on the Lives of Retirees, was put together by the organized labor unions in Osun State, which comprise the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, the Trade Union Congress, TUC, and the Joint Negotiation Council, JNC, to honor the outgoing Accountant General of the state, Mr. Sunday Igbarola. Speaking at the event, the head of service, Dr. Ologbe Gaoyebade, who stood in for Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, described the life of the celebrant as a lesson for all to emulate. He said Mr. Igbarola served the state diligently as a top-rated accountant for the uplift of the state.
We cannot but continue to celebrate them and all of them together for their dedication, their patriotism, and their sense of purpose to the operating of our state.
In his lecture entitled The Impact of Contributory Pension Scheme on the Lives of Retirees, the guest lecturer, Mr. Raji, who enumerated the benefits embedded in the contributory pension scheme, said it is assisting all workers and the employer of government to save towards their retirement.
Money with our PFP, there's a return on it every month. They will calculate the three together, and that will be our total final benefit when we are exit service.
Earlier in his address of welcome, the TUC chairman, Mr. Adebowale Adekola, noted that the motive behind the event was to celebrate a great worker who rose through a dint of hard work.
I want to say wholeheartedly without missing word that the seed that you planted is germinating and germinating fine.
In their various testimonies, families, friends, and professional colleagues, including the JNC chairman, Mr. Bayo Adejumo, a retired permanent secretary, Elder Adelowo Adewumi, DG OSBC, Mr. Rashid Folaranmi, among others, described the honor done to him by the labor unions as well-deserved.
It's my wish, and the same God has been with you yesterday, same with you today, will not abandon you tomorrow.
For all the achievements we have recorded at Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, after attributing it to Mr. Governor, one of those that are very central to our achievements is the Accountant General.
In his response, the retiring Accountant General appreciated the labor unions for celebrating him and advised those who are still in active service to always put God first in everything they do.
They must work as if all eyes are on them.
The event climaxed with the presentation of awards of excellence to the celebrant. Oluchi Amuda, OSBC News.
The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, blamed Nigeria's poor revenue generation on leakage and corruption in the tax system. This is even as he harped on the need for the digitalization of Nigeria's economy towards placing it among the top-ranked economies in the world. Professor Oshimbajo, who was represented by the Executive Chairman of Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, Mohamed Nami, stated this during the 24th Annual Tax Conference on Global Disruption, Taxation and Digitalization, Implications for Socio-Economic Development in Abuja. He noted that issues concerning insecurity, crimes and all other criminalities can only be tackled if there is adequate revenue in the hands of the government. This is the news across the country coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation. Iliawiye Okebale Shobo, Voice of the West. Now, a news message. Nothing in life is worth dying for. Whatever position you find yourself, tread softly. Life is ephemeral. Fruits, no doubt, are sources of vitamins and carbohydrates. They can be consumed raw or processed as juice. Today on Business News, the economical health values of mango is a focus. Olaide Adigbero has details.
Various fruits contain various vitamins and other nutritional values. Fruits are low in calories and naturally sweet. One of such fruits is mango, with the botanical name Mangifera indica. Mango is not just delicious but also have many health benefits. Its species are very lucrative because there is always more sales for fruit sellers during mango season. There are different species of mango, ranging from what is called cherry mango, water mango, Benue mango, and many more. Apart from being lucrative, mango also has some health benefits. It prevents diabetes, it has low calories, it contains immune-boosting nutrients, it supports eye health, and many more. Mango's nutritional value is that it has no fat, it is proteinous, it has vitamins, potassium and magnesium. A medical expert, Dr. Okpeyemi Oyeleke, said, mango is a fruit that helps in aiding digestion because it contains fiber and supports human heart.
Mango is a fruit that is packed with nutrients. It is low in calories, and so it helps to give high health plant compounds. And it helps in improving your digestive systems, because we know fruit to contain of fibers. And nutritionally, due to the component of mango, it is known to support eye health, the health of your eyes, and it supports health of the heart.
As it believed in some quarters that mango have more buyers than other fruits and nutritional values, this prompts OSBC Business News to seek the view of mango sellers and its consumer. A mango seller, Mrs. Musiliat Aderibigbe, said, mango is very lucrative among other fruits because it has more buyers. She stressed that she makes more sales when it's mango season due to high-level patronage. Since we are in the season of mango, there is high-level patronage which can't be compared to that of other fruits. People really love mango. Things do change during mango season because we make more sales. Few among the mango consumers who spoke to OSBC Business News crew, Adedoyin Salahuddin and Ismaila Khadijat, explained that they love mango to the extent of taking 3 to 4 pieces daily.
I love mango very, very well. Like the extent at which I love mango, so I can even take like 4 to 5 mangoes a day.
All said and done, medical experts encourage everyone to take mango because of its health benefits. Olaide Adegbero, OSBC News.
The rate at which Nigerian health personnel flee to other countries in search of greener pastures has been described as a serious concern which needs to be corrected. A public affairs analyst and politician, Prince Adesoji Mashilo, gave the advice while speaking with OSBC News in Osogbo. Saida Adeboje has details.
As of 2021, Nigeria had a doctor ratio of 1 to 2,573, in sharp contrast to the World Health Organization minimum recommended ratio of 1 to 400 or 600 patients. The Medical and Dental Consultant Association of Nigeria recently said that more than 100 of its members left the country in the past 24 months. It was gathered that at least 200 medical doctors and health personnel also leave Nigeria for countries like USA, Canada, and Australia for greener pastures. This, no doubt, is affecting the Nigerian health sector, as many hospitals now suffer medical experts. Speaking with OSBC News, a public affairs analyst, Prince Adesoji Mashilo, expressed concern that health personnel no longer want to work in Nigeria. According to him, the rate of inflation in the country and the high payment rate in foreign lands culminated into the actions of medical personnel.
The economy here was bad. Every one of us are looking for survival. How much is level 8, level 9, level 10? How much are they earning? I would also advise the government. First of all, every one of us, it's our duty to pray to God. To boost Nigerian economy.
Prince Masilo called on the federal government to review health workers' salaries and well-being so that the nation's health sector will not become a death trap for innocent citizens.
If you see if you see anybody that want to employ you more than where you are, they are paying you in OSBC now. Once you go, we need to make them comfortable to increase their salary.
Saeed Adevoje, OSBC News.
Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities, JONAP WOD, will tomorrow morning and Thursday this week hold its election. Venue of the election is the Local Government Service Commission Multipurpose Hall State Secretariat. This is contained and released by Osun State Electoral Committee, JONAP WOD, State Chairman Mr. Akim Akinshola and Secretary Mr. Nephew Lukman. The release indicates that relevant offices like State Minister of Youth and Sport, Independent National Electoral Commission INEC will witness the election. In an attempt to reawaken the security consciousness of members of the public and put an end to cultism, the Nigerian Police Force Osun State Command will tomorrow morning launch a program called the Nigerian Police Campaign Against Cultism and Other Vices. Released by the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Olawale Olokode, indicates that the program scheduled for Western Sun Hotels Ede will have Governor Adebayo Garitola, Speaker of Osun State House of Assembly Honorable Timothy Oweye as special guest of honor, among other prominent personalities. It adds that the event will especially feature a lecture on the need to educate relevant stakeholders, including traditional rulers, political class, youth leaders, student leaders, to build a peaceful society. The release notes that cultism is mother of all crimes, which Osun State Police Command will not give a breathing space. The national under-20 men's team, the Flying Eagles, have qualified for the under-20 Africa Cup of Nations tournament to be hosted by Egypt next year, after overpowering Cote d'Ivoire 2-1 in the semi-final of the WAFU B-Zone Under-20 Championship in the Czech Republic. Adeyemi Abodere Asmo on Sports Update.
Head coach Ladan Boso has said that the team are focused on Friday's final against Benin Republic at the ongoing WAFU B-Zone African Football Union tournament in Niger Republic. In a chat after the semi-final 2-1 victory against the Young Elephant of Cote d'Ivoire, the highly rated tactician said they will need to underrate, not lose focus on winning the title for the first time for the country. WAFU B Under-20 tournament was founded in 2018. Senegal and Ghana are the only two West African countries that have won the trophy. The 7-time African champions, the Flying Eagles and Benin Republic, have qualified for the Under-20 African Nations Cup slated for Egypt from February 18th to March 12th next year. Meanwhile, ahead of the international friendly between the Super Eagles and Mexico, head coach of Mexico, Gerard Martino, has invited 38 players for the match. Mexico is among the 32 teams that secured their passage to the Qatar 2022 World Cup, while the Super Eagles failed to qualify after losing out to the Black Stars of Ghana. The list of invited players was released on Tuesday, and they are expected to resume close camping with immediate effect. In the meantime, the World Football Governing Body, FIFA, has lauded the Nigerian forwards' heroes in front of goal for Barcelona female team. Asisat Oshoala led Barcelona Femenino to yet another title, with the Catalan Giants winning all their 30 league games while scoring 159 goals, and the Super Falcons striker contributed 20 of those goals to win the Pichichi Award despite missing 2 months of action due to a thigh injury. Oshoala has been deadly in front of goal since joining Barcelona in 2018, scoring 56 league goals. The 4-time African Women's Footballer of the Year received high praise from FIFA for yet another successful season in Spain that has seen her claimed the Golden Boot Award. The former Liverpool, Arsenal, Dalian Kwanjan striker has also enjoyed success with the Super Falcons, winning 3 African Cup of Nations crowns. Coach of Edo Queens, Wemima Matthew, has been fired just 2 games in charge at the Nigerian Women's Football League's Super 6 game ongoing in Benin City. Coach Wemima was hired ahead of the current regular season after joining from Sunshine Queens. Edo Queens drew their first game against Delta Queens at the Super 6 and narrowly lost 1-0 to Nasarawa Amazons on day 2. After the defeat, the national team coach was fired by the side. Italian giants Napoli will be willing to sell top 8-man Victor Osimhen and as lineup Sassuolo 8-man Gianluca Scamacca as a suitable replacement for the Super Eagles striker. According to report, Napoli will be willing to sell Osimhen if a suitable bid comes this summer. Deontay Wilder could be set for a shock chance to regain the WBC boxing heavyweight title crown if Tyson Fury sticks to his retirement claim. The American is also considering his future in the sport, but he remains the #1 ranked heavyweight with the WBC. Fury is adamant he is walking away from the sport, and if he backs up his threat to quit, then the title will become vacant. Sport Update returns tomorrow. My name is Adeyemi Aboden.
To end the news across the country, again at the major points. Governor Adegboyega Oyetola has reaffirmed the commitment of his administration towards the welfare of workers in the state of Osun. The governor made a reaffirmation at a symposium put together by the organized labor unions in honor of the retiring Accountant General of the state, Mr. Sunday Igbarola. The Minister of Information and Culture, Mr. Lai Mohammed, said the fate of some members of the President's cabinet who shelved their political ambitions to remain ministers can only be decided by President Muhammadu Buhari. Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo has blamed Nigeria's poor revenue generation on leakage and corruption in the tax system. OSBC Business News today centers on the economic health values of mango. That was the news across the country, edited by Temitope Olaiwola and delivered by Samuel Babale. For more stories, you can visit our website osbcng.org. Thanks for listening. Good evening.